March 12, 2011. Deep beneath Manhattan, a sealed FBI listening post sits in silence. No windows, no daylight, just glowing monitors and a faint hum of servers. Two agents sit frozen in front of a live audio feed. Then it comes through, a calm voice on the line. Move the 40 kilos tonight. Highway 15.
That voice belongs to Joaquin El Chapo Guzman,
A man responsible for a cartel linked to over 100,000 deaths. A man who built a multi-billion-dollar empire on one rule: no one hears him. Ever. But someone is hearing him now. And he has no idea. 3,000 miles away, in a cramped safe house in South America, a 24-year-old sits in front of a laptop. Two armed men stand behind him. They think he's fixing a technical issue. He is routing every single word El Chapo speaks straight into FBI servers. If the cartel understands what's happening, he won't get a trial. He won't get prison. He will disappear in a way no one ever recovers from. But here's the twist. This man didn't break the system. He built it. And that system is now quietly turning against its own creator, in ways no one inside the cartel can even imagine yet. Because every layer of control he designed is slowly becoming a map of their downfall without a single bullet being fired. Before the violence, before the betrayals, before the surveillance war, there was a system designed to erase communication itself. Christian Rodriguez was not a soldier, not a trafficker, not even part of the cartel in the traditional sense. He was a builder, a young Colombian IT specialist who dropped out of college after realizing corporate work bored him more than it challenged him. By 21, he was already designing private communication setups for small underground clients. Nothing global, nothing dangerous, until one introduction changed everything. A supplier connected to Sinaloa hears about his work. Within weeks, Christian receives a job offer that doesn't feel like a request. It feels like pressure. Build a system where no one listens, no leaks, no records, no trace. El Chapo wants silence at scale. Christian starts with infrastructure. Servers are quietly rented in Canada under layered shell identities. Each machine is stripped of identifiable metadata and chained through encrypted tunnels. Every signal passes through multiple isolation layers before reaching its destination. To outside systems, the traffic looks like meaningless digital static, unreadable, untraceable, ignored. Then comes the hardware layer: modified BlackBerry units, hardened Nokia devices, custom software installed directly onto firmware. No SIM tracking, no telecom logs, no exposure points. But the real breakthrough is physical. Christian travels through remote regions, installing hidden relay nodes in isolated terrain, mountains, farms, abandoned structures. Each node connects into a private mesh network, a closed communication loop. No internet dependency, no telecom dependency, just controlled movement of encrypted data across invisible routes. By 2009, the system is fully active. Sinaloa's communications vanish from every known surveillance grid. DEA monitoring rooms go silent. Agents refresh dashboards that suddenly show nothing but empty traffic. Inside the cartel, the reaction is immediate. Fear turns into celebration. El Chapo now believes he cannot be heard at all. He calls Christian personally. "My computer." That becomes his name inside the organization. A man paid $500,000 at a time, delivered in cash, guarded by armed couriers. Christian does not celebrate, because he understands something no one else sees. Every system leaves patterns, even perfect ones, and patterns can be read. And somewhere in the background of that invisible network, small inconsistencies already begin to form. Tiny delays in routing, repeated signal echoes, timing gaps that don't belong. To anyone inside the cartel, it means nothing. To someone watching closely, it is the first sign that even silence can be mapped, and even invisibility has structure. And that structure can eventually be exploited from the inside without anyone noticing until it is far too late. By 2010, the FBI notices something unusual. Encrypted traffic originating from Canadian servers begins forming consistent behavioral loops. Not content. Structure, timing, patterns, repeated routing shifts, predictable node activation before major cartel movement. At first, analysts dismiss it as noise. Then the pattern repeats, and again. Eventually, one conclusion emerges. Someone is controlling communication at scale, not protecting it, controlling it. That realization changes everything. The search for a name begins. Fragments from informants, technical traces, financial anomalies. All paths lead to one figure, Christian Rodriguez. But instead of immediate action, the FBI makes a different decision. They don't want to arrest him. They want access. In 2010, Christian travels to New York for what he believes is a private meeting with a potential client, a foreign criminal group interested in similar infrastructure. He arrives at a hotel near Times Square. He never meets the client. Instead, federal agents escort him out quietly. No panic, no chaos, just removal. Inside an interrogation room, the reality is laid out. He is facing charges that would bury him for life. Or he can cooperate. Not just cooperate, rebuild the system from inside. Christian agrees the same day. No negotiation, no delay. Because at that point, there is no exit left in any direction. The FBI doesn't want information alone. They want the entire network. And they design a plan. Christian returns to Sinaloa as if nothing has changed. But now, every signal he handles is mirrored in real time. Every message flows through systems controlled by federal intelligence. The cartel remains unaware. Until 2011, when migration becomes necessary, the FBI suggests moving infrastructure from Canada to Europe under the disguise of performance upgrades. Christian presents it as a technical necessity. El Chapo agrees. Trust is still intact. And that is what makes it dangerous. Because trust in this world is never permanent, it is just delayed exposure. Midnight. Medellin safe house. Rain hits the roof in steady rhythm. Inside, Christian sits between two glowing monitors. Lines of encrypted code scroll endlessly. Behind him, armed guards smoke quietly. They trust him. They always have. On one screen, he prepares migration from Canadian servers. On the other, Dutch servers stand ready. Unknown to the cartel, they are already mirrored by FBI interception systems. Christian breathes slowly. This is the moment everything balances on a knife edge. One mistake ends him. He initiates transfer. Data begins flowing. Voice logs, messages, encryption keys. Everything shifts in real time. For a few minutes, it works. Then a failure appears, a synchronization break. Christian types rapidly, fixing it under pressure. But then it happens. An active call from El Chapo enters the system mid-transfer. The line distorts. Static floods the channel. In Sinaloa, silence breaks mid-conversation. Christian's phone vibrates instantly. What is happening? He forces calm. Upgrade process. Minor disruption. But El Chapo is suspicious now. Christian pushes final corrections. The system stabilizes. Migration completes. And just like that, the entire communication backbone of the cartel is now mirrored by FBI intelligence. No one in the room understands what just happened. Not the guards, not the cartel, only Christian, and the FBI listening in real time. From that moment onward, every major cartel decision is exposed. Shipments, payments, executions, deals. Everything is recorded, and everything is building toward collapse. By 2013, raids begin. Not random, coordinated, precise. Entire sections of the Sinaloa structure fall in waves. El Chapo becomes aware that something is wrong, but he never understands what. Because the system he trusted is still working, it just no longer belongs to him. Eventually, he is captured. Not in battle, not in escape, but in silence, inside a broken system that no longer protects him. And Christian? He disappears before the dust settles. New identity, new life, no digital trail, no public record. In 2019, he appears one final time. A courtroom in Brooklyn. Facing the man he once served, El Chapo looks at him and understands instantly. Not betrayal, design. Christian doesn't speak like a legend. He speaks like a technician describing a system. Calm, controlled, detached. And as recordings play in courtrooms, the empire collapses again in front of the world. After sentencing, El Chapo is sent to a supermax facility. No tunnels, no networks, no escape, just silence. And Christian Rodriguez? He is gone again. Because people like him don't stay in stories, they exit them completely. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Because stories like this are only the surface. There are always deeper systems, hidden players, and moments where one decision changes everything. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.